Okay. Well, hello there. My name is Jaiye Bynoe, and you on the Jayman Show, which is on WBCA 102.9 FM, Boston's local community radio station. My guest today is Brewer Daniels, wonderful actor. Hi, Brewer. Good to see you on the show. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I have a movie opening this the 7th on YouTube.
Oh, good. Thank you. Can you tell me, can you tell me a little bit about it and what it's
Sure, the
about?
movie is called House of the Lord. It's a think of like The Shining. It's a
Uh-huh.
scary movie, and it takes place in Florida,
Okay.
and it's about people who try to sell themselves as other people.
Oh, I
You
see.
know, so it's a lot of you don't know who's exactly who. And
Yeah.
I play like the crazy Jack Nicholson kind of role,
Uh-huh.
so it's good.
That sounds okay. Good. That's wonderful here. Wow. So I can't to know you, getting to know you from Soul Shack, you know, and so and yeah. So what made you what made you want to become an actor? I mean, how did you get
Well,
started acting?
sure, I'll tell you. I graduated from college in the mid '80s,
Okay.
and I moved to New York,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when the AIDS crisis was really terrible.
Yes.
And I met someone, and I fell in love. We were both actors,
Mm-hmm.
and he got diagnosed with AIDS.
I'm sorry to hear
And
that.
so I didn't have to, I chose to stay. And I had to give up life on the road because I was in a road show. And I had to get a full-time job so I could stay near him.
Uh,
And so I had to give up show business, and I worked in nonprofit fundraising. And so I chose a really lovely career with nonprofit.
mhm,
And being a fundraiser, I raised a lot of money for AIDS, for kids with disabilities,
mhm,
with low income families,
mhm,
elderly. So I had a 25-year career doing that. And then I took an early retirement,
mhm,
and in 2019, I said, why don't I go back to acting? Because I'd saved all my money.
mhm.
And I went back to acting in 2019, and I got a movie right away,
Ah,
and down here in Florida.
yeah.
And I've been working nonstop. I do commercials, I do print work, and I have a movie on Amazon
Mhm.
called Matched.
Okay.
And then I got, as you watch me on Soul Snack, I've
Yeah.
done about 50 of those,
Mhm,
and they're a great company to work for, and they're trying to teach lessons
mhm.
to people and make people think. So I'm working all the time, and I love it.
Well, that's one over here. I mean, I'm so glad that you're working, you know. I mean, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
yes. So what so what do you have come out for the rest of the year? What parts are you working on right now, you know? I mean, are you
I am in a play in Fort Lauderdale, a Harvey Firestein play
okay?
called Casa Valentina.
Okay.
I play. It's based on a real situation that happened in 1962.
Wow.
And it's about these six men who
Mhm,
are all married. Some of them have kids,
mhm,
all that, and but they love they're transvestites. They love to dress as women on
uh-huh,
weekends,
mhm,
and so they meet at this place in upstate New York, Catskills, at
mhm,
this house called Casa Valentina.
mhm.
And I own Casa Valentina, my character.
Yeah.
I'm George, and I'm also Valentina.
Okay.
And so my wife and I own this together, and the whole event takes place over 14 hours, and it's a very interesting time in history that I've learned a lot about. 1962,
Mhm.
transvestites. It was against the law in some states to dress as a,
Yeah.
drag
Uh-huh.
almost.
Yes.
And what I find interesting now with the times going on,
Mhm.
it's almost going back to 1962 that men with the whole drag issue, but that even back in 1962, transvestites were more accepted than gay people.
Yes.
So it's a really interesting life lesson, and it's a good piece of history. And Harvey Firestein is such a tremendous writer.
Yes. He definitely is. He
Yeah,
def
so we open on May 12th in Fort Lauderdale at the Empire Theater.
Okay. Oh, that I'll make sure I'll definitely try and come down and check it out, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice theater.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. So what made you decide to become an actor? I mean, what
Well, to be quite honest, I was in two plays in my whole career before college.
mhm.
In third and fourth grade, I played Bambi in
Okay.
one, and I played a person by the name of Howard in a play called Howard Stream in third grade.
Okay.
And I always loved it. I loved movies. I loved going to the theater. But I grew up in Arkansas, and there's not a lot of opportunity to act at that time in my life. And when my dad said, you want to go to, my dad was from the Midwest, and he said, you're going to go to school in the Midwest. And I had no idea what I wanted to be. And I wasn't good at math. I was okay. I didn't like science. I didn't like, and I said, oh, he gave me 3 schools. He gave me a school in Illinois called Milliken. Then he gave me a list of 3 schools. One was Kent State in Ohio, and then one was Butler University in Indianapolis. And we looked at all 3, and I really liked Butler. And they said, what do you want to do? And I said, it just came out of my mouth. I said, I want to be an actor. So I got in their theater program, which is it's a nice, prestigious theater program. They have a school of dance. So I learned how to be a dancer and an actor and a singer. And I fell in love with it. And I started working. Throughout the year, I did summer stock when I was in college and all that. And then I moved to New York, and I got jobs right away. And what they don't teach in college is it's not so much talent, it's a business.
Yes.
And people don't realize it, because no matter how talented you are, if you don't do the business end and do have your pictures and resumes and do everything on time, you're not going to get work. And you have to really be, what I found is I'm not so aggressive, I'm assertive, because a lot of people, aggression turns people off.
Yes.
And so I got a great degree, and then at Butler in 4 years, moved to New York. And I didn't know this at the time. Butler is a hub for East Coast kids. When they can't get into prestigious schools on the East Coast, they come to Butler. And so I met all these people from New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Boston, all this. They were so exciting to me, coming from Arkansas. And I followed them all out back east. And I started working immediately. I have this all-American look. So I got a commercial right away. I got a road show. I got cast in Crimes of the Heart in a tour of that. So I was really doing well. And then my friend got sick, and I gave it all up. And he stayed alive for 7 years. And so I was in nonprofit for 7 years. And once you leave show business and you have a steady paycheck coming in, it's hard to give up that steady paycheck. And so I stayed in nonprofit because I loved helping people. And then, like I said, I retired early. I saved all my money, retired. And my husband and I, we moved down here to Florida, but we kept a little place in New York. And so we have the freedom to come and go.
Well, that's wonderful to hear, I mean,
Yeah, it's a good life. And acting, you can always go back to. A lot of careers you can't go back to. Acting, you can. And people accept you.
Yeah, definitely agree. I definitely agree. I mean, I heard, and like you said, I mean, I also want to college myself.
Really?
I went to Washington Community College, got my associate degree in liberal arts. So, and
oh wow.
Yeah, so, and like I said, I wasn't good at math and science either, but I still had to do it. But I still took it, stuck graduate. So, so I know how you feel, because it was hard for me too, but I still had to, yeah. So
that's great.
Yeah, thank you. So what inspires you? So what inspires you? What gives you inspiration to do what you do?
I think few things. I think friends are so encouraging and so supportive. That's really important to me, and having positive energy all around you is really important. And I think having your heart open and not being a closed person is really important. And those things really inspire me. And when I meet somebody creative, or even you were doing a show, and that's exciting to me. And I love that kind of energy, and it keeps me going.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Yes. So as an actor, I mean, how do you deal with rejection sometimes? I mean, does it affect you being rejected for film sometimes?
It used to.
Uh-huh.
When I was young, because you either got the job or you're a waiter,
Yeah.
to be quite honest. So I was one of those actor waiters. And then but now at my age,
Mhm.
that if I don't get the part, there's
Yeah.
another part.
Uh-huh.
And it's not, I don't have to go back to waiting on tables.
Hmm.
So I'm more open now. There's less of a desperation, and that makes it almost makes me more available when
Yeah.
I'm not desperate. So
Mhm.
people say, "Oh, he's easy going," and I am. If I don't get the part, somebody got it, and that's great.
Yeah.
Before I would be jealous.
Hmm.
I'd say, "Why did they get the part, not me?"
Hmm.
But now it's not that way. There's a lot of talented people out there, and there's work for all of us.
Hmm. That's definitely true. Yeah. So what advice can you give actors that want to be an actor? What advice can you give actors that want to be an actor?
I would say, number one, make sure you're one thing that I've learned since I've gone back to acting, you can have a sip.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
I'll
Iced tea?
just go no, just a cup of coffee. Says damn it,
Uh,
coffee. Yeah. Yeah.
Iced coffee is my favorite drink in the
Yeah.
world, iced
Yeah.
coffee.
I do.
My advice for young actors or any actors,
Mhm.
make sure you know your social media.
Okay.
I've had to learn how to do, I'm just now getting into TikTok, but
Right.
I've had to learn how to do Instagram. And once, I came back to show business just when COVID was hitting.
Hmm.
I think COVID hit in 2020 and I went
Yeah.
back in 2019. And then so all the auditions were um, online or, videos. You had to make YouTube, you had to self tape yourself. So I had no idea how to do that. So that's why I said it's a lot of the business and a lot of the social media is so important now. I posted something yesterday on Instagram and I got like 70 hits on it
Wow.
about the play.
Yeah.
And it's so important. And I think a lot of people, especially older actors,
Hmm.
don't do enough social media.
Yeah.
It's really important. And so young people are good about that, but
Hmm.
they don't realize how important it is for your career
Yeah.
and how you don't want to do bad stuff.
No,
Oh,
you are.
no, you don't.
No.
Because people say, oh, it's not going to show up. It shows up.
Yeah.
People Google my name and my name comes up like 100 times. And I go, oh my, I forgot I did that. I did, when I was a fundraiser, I did a Beyonce song, a little clip from a
Uh-huh.
Beyonce song. And it's really silly, but it was to raise money.
Yeah.
But now I said, oh, I don't want anybody to see that, but it's out there.
Yeah.
So I'd say social media is really important. And
Mhm.
also don't lie.
Mm.
Have a good resume. And if
Okay.
you don't have a lot on your resume, don't make it up
Okay. Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
people want to make up. Actors are good at storytelling,
Uh-huh.
and you don't. I know a friend of mine got caught. He said he was doing something somewhere like in DC, and the person who used to work at that theater
Uh-huh.
and who was hiring him and said, "Wait a minute, I'm going to call because I don't remember that show."
Uh-huh.
And so he got caught and didn't get the job. So don't lie. Just be truthful. Even if it's a short resume, it's better to have a short one, but a true one.
Mhm.
So
That's
social media and having um, be honest and having a good headshot.
yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I
and
def-
a reel. You know about reels.
yeah, definitely.
So
Yeah.
that's another thing. And
Yeah.
reels can get made really, but you have to get work.
Mhm.
And I also found out in New York that before I started getting work, I was trying to do a reel, and people will write reels for you, which is good. If you don't have movie credits or anything, people will write scenes for you and they'll film it. It costs a little more money,
Uh-huh.
but it's very important to have reels,
Yes.
especially for film and commercial.
Yeah, I definitely agree on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did COVID affect you? If it mean shut down, was that tough for you? Tough time for you being?
Well, we had just moved in 2019 down to Florida. And the
Uh-huh.
one thing about Florida, the weather's so good, you could
Yeah.
afford to be outside a lot.
Yeah.
And that saved us, I think, a lot. Because we could sit outside like 20 feet apart from our friends.
Uh-huh.
And the weather was beautiful.
Yeah.
And so, and there was still work down here because I did a lot of filming outside.
Uh-huh.
And so it didn't affect me too much. I think it affected more my friends up north than
Yeah.
my friends down here.
Yeah.
but it's part of what happens. It's part of life.
I guess that's true. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Because I know in 2019 my dad died, and
oh my,
so that affected me more than COVID. And he didn't die of COVID, but he died. He was older, and that affected me more than anything. I think about changing my attitude. He lived a good long life, but you want to make sure you don't waste time.
yeah,
And
I
so
definitely.
I didn't answer your question about COVID because it really didn't affect me that much. It just
Yeah.
limited the COVID did teach me that I had to learn how to self-film
Yeah.
and buy the equipment. I
Hmm.
had so um, I learned how to do that. So COVID did help me with that.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, my condolences to your father. I'm sorry he passed away. Because my mother passed away too of a heart attack. So I know how you feel. So yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. My dad he fought in World War II, and so he
Oh,
was a real hero to me.
okay.
He was a good man, and he was very accepting of my lifestyle and my husband. I actually think he liked my husband more than me.
Oh,
But yeah, I miss my dad. I miss my mom too, but she died quite a while ago.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. I understand. My grandfather actually fought in World War II myself too. So yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are real heroes.
Yes, they definitely
There
are.
was something on in the paper, I think a week or two ago,
Mhm.
about all the women that
Yeah.
worked in World War. I don't know if you saw that. They were all honored in Washington, D.C. You know how they fly soldiers in? They
Uh-huh.
flew all these women that were like Rosie the Riveter, all those women that worked and built things.
Yeah.
There were hundreds of them, and some were 101, and some. It was such a beautiful story. I'm so glad they got honored.
Yes. Yeah, me too. I mean, because I think we should all be honored equally, yeah, so
Yeah.
definitely understand, yeah, it's good. Yeah. So as an actor, do you get to meet celebrities, get to meet, celebrities from time to time, as an actor?
I have I've Um, I have met celebrities over the years,
Mhm.
but I got to meet a lot of celebrities being a fundraiser.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, yeah, so yeah, because we'd also have people perform.
Uh-huh.
You'd hire them to
Yeah.
entertain the people paying $10,000 for a ticket. But
Uh-huh.
I've met a few. But you mentioned Soul Snack earlier.
Yes. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I've become a little of a celebrity playing
Yeah.
Sergeant Mike Green. People recognize me all the time. Now
Uh-huh.
it's very funny, and I've only been recognized a few times, but
Uh-huh.
I probably a dozen times. But people just stare at you, and I can't imagine what a celebrity what
Uh-huh.
that when somebody watches you eat your dinner.
Uh-huh.
But I went in to get a massage, and the woman goes, "Oh, I know you. I know
Yeah.
you." And
Yeah.
when I came out of the massage, she had me on her phone. She goes, "This is you, isn't it? This is you."
Yeah.
And so it happens to me a lot. I was in a gas station
Uh-huh.
driving somewhere, and somebody said, "Sergeant Green, you're
Yeah.
Sergeant Green." So it's really funny that but uh yeah, so it's a funny thing, but I haven't met there's not a lot of celebrities down in Florida.
Okay.
So, I've had a couple auditions. I had an audition for a Super Bowl commercial
Huh?
that who just retired.
Is it Tom Brady? Who was it?
Yeah,
Tom
he
Brady?
was
Yeah.
the lead of the commercial, and it was going to be
Uh-huh.
working with him. So that would have been a thrill.
Yeah.
But I didn't get it. But still, those are the kind of that's when you get close to meeting someone.
Okay.
If you get to work with them.
Yeah. And do you also and when you get to see in public, do you also did you sign autographs or take pictures with fans?
Um, I don't think I'm famous enough. I don't think people
Oh,
want that much.
oh,
And people know me as Sergeant Mike Green.
okay.
And he's not a good guy necessarily.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Did you see the one that just came out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I was like,
I
yeah,
arrested the captain's mother.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, oh,
She just texted me, that actress, and she said, "I can't stop laughing at your face at the end when he takes your donuts."
yeah. I saw that, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good company, and they people criticize them a lot, but they're trying to teach people life lessons.
Yeah. I definitely agree. Yeah, because I actually interviewed the captain. Sergeant. Yeah, and yeah. So yeah, he was a nice guy.
Yeah, every once in a while I get to play a nice captain, but oh yeah, the captain's always good.
Yeah.
Sergeant Green,
Yeah.
he gets a good role. You know, he gets to be a nice guy about every 10 videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if your viewers don't know Soul Snack, they should try to tune in.
Yeah.
Tune in.
Yes,
It's
definitely. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. So what's like to work on Soul Shack?
What is what?
What's like to work on Soul Shack? What's like to work on the set of Soul Shack?
Oh, you know, it's really pretty easy. You know, you arrive at like you get a script about Wednesday. If you're doing a Saturday shoot, you get a Wednesday. If you're doing a Sunday, you get a Thursday, and it's usually about a 10, 12 page script. So
Okay.
you have to memorize pretty fast.
Okay.
And it's you film mostly outside.
Okay.
You know, every once in a while there's an indoor one, but you're outside, and so you're quite often you Miami. You film in Miami,
Uh-huh.
and weekends there's planes constantly, so you're constantly having to break character because you stop midway because the plane's right overhead.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interruptions, but it's a young film crew.
Okay.
And we the actors are really, for the most part, really, every once in a while you get a prima donna,
Okay.
every once in a while, but overall the actors are really wonderful and want to work and
Yeah.
want to produce something good. Every once in a while you get a snotty one that says, I only want to be filmed from this side. You know, or you know that, but overall, the Soul Snack creators themselves are really great. They're three guys that
Yeah.
are really tremendous. They're generous, they're kind, and they really like actors.
Uh-huh.
And so I hope it's around for a long time. They're having a little trouble because YouTube has a lot of rules,
Yeah.
and so we were getting like 1 million views every week, but then YouTube changed their guidelines and it cut our viewership down and said some of our videos were adult oriented, and they're not really. They're just adult lessons.
I see.
And so that as soon as somebody sees adult, you know, they don't tune in, they're afraid to watch it.
Yeah.
And so we lost some viewership there. So I hope people will give it a chance and come back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, so is there any way that people can audition to be on Soul Shack, you know?
Yeah, there's if you go to Soul Snack, that's one word. You just Google Soul Snack, and there'll be a place where you can send off your picture and resume.
Okay.
And they hire young actors that don't have a lot of experience, so it's a great opportunity to get some film work.
Okay.
And it's like a 5-hour day. And so usually you arrive about 9 and you're out by 3 at the latest.
Okay.
And but I highly recommend go to their site, send in your picture and resume, and they'll do a Zoom audition with you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and they're very easygoing. And when you show this, if somebody, you know, I don't know if you're going to have any contact, if they want to contact you to get to me, they can, and I can give them advice and all that, because they're always looking for some new actors, because right now I can't work there because I'm too busy with the play.
Okay.
So they need other actors, all ages too.
Okay, well, definitely, you know. So yeah, so I'm thinking, man, maybe I can upload this video to YouTube, you know, have it, and maybe you can tell them that you're on my show, and I can audition, you know, that might work.
But you have to live down this way because you don't want to fly every, you know, because they only film in Miami.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm
so
actually,
if you're anywhere in the lower half of Florida, you know, or you're going to be down here for like a month or something, then they could use you, because then you could film like that, because they film every weekend.
Okay, yes, I'm actually, because I'm actually going to be going to school in the fall in Orlando, so I can definitely could be from Orlando to Miami, you know. So you know, so I need to.
Yeah. Oh, you're going to school in Atlanta?
No, Orlando, Florida.
Oh, Orlando. Oh, so yeah, you know, we have a couple actors from Orlando.
Yeah,
that drive down. It's you know, sometimes they use Orlando actors. They'll use them Saturday and Sunday, so the Orlando actors, it's worth their drive because it's like a 4-hour drive.
Yeah, and this.
So once you get down here.
Okay.
And what school are you going to go to?
The University of Central Florida. University.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So
I know that school.
Yeah, so I'm going to start in the fall and get my bachelor's degree in film media communications. So yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so it's about time to get a boss, you know. You come here to me, you know. So yeah, so this will be
and you'll love the weather down here.
Yeah, and I also love Walt Disney World, you know. So I love Disney, you know. So yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. So my next question to you is as an actor, how do you deal with with racism? I know that Soul Shock, deals with racism. How did racism affect you growing up? Was it?
I have to say that working with since I'm new to acting, the projects I've been involved in are happen to be very diverse. And so I'm very fortunate. I'm working with a lot of different. I actually thought, to be quite honest, when I came back to acting, and the other kind of diversity would be gay, straight, bisexual, those. I thought for sure I'd be cast as a gay guy constantly because of just what I look like. I've never played a gay guy yet. I'm constantly being cast as, the mean guy or the really, really sweet guy, or a mean dad. In the movie Matched, I play a really strict dad. And I have a movie coming out, like I said, April 7th on YouTube, The House of the Lord, and I play like a crazy Jack Nicholson guy. So, but I haven't played a gay guy yet. So that's probably the least amount of diversity I've had. But otherwise, all of my actors that I work with, I don't know if I didn't tell you here, but I just completed a sitcom pilot, and I'm not allowed to talk too much about it because they're trying to sell it. But it took place in an driver's license office, a DMV office. And you know how racial diverse a DMV office is. There were Asians, there were Latins, there were blacks, there were whites, and the whole staff was diverse. So it was really the most diverse film piece of work I've ever been on, because it was and it was funny. So I hope it gets sold.
Yeah, I definitely.
Then I'll get to meet famous people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So what do you like to do in the spare time when you're not working? What do you like to do?
Well, I work on a cabaret show. I write an original one-act musical, and use obscure music, and change some of the lyrics. And I do that usually in New York. My last one was just before. No, it was in 2021. In New York, at a place called Don't Tell Mama. It's a cabaret club. And I've done about 25 or 30 cabaret shows, all original. I'm working on one now, and I'm working on one now that's going to be done a year from now in New York, and I might even do one. I might even do it down here in Florida. Cabaret's not big in Florida. There's not a lot of cabaret rooms. At New York, there are. So I do that in my spare time. So I'm working on music constantly. I love gardening. I love the beach. I'm a July baby, and so it's a Cancer. You are too?
Oh no, I'm actually tourist. My brother's in May tourist. Yeah.
Oh, and I love being outdoors, and we have a beautiful pool here, but we're a mile and a little over a mile from the beach. So I love being outside. So it's good, and like I said, I fill my life with positive people around me. Just people who love to love and not to hate.
That's definitely good to hear, because I love.
Yeah, there's a little too much hate and negativity, and like we talked a little while earlier about social media. Social media, people put so much hate out there on social media because it's anonymous or they don't have to face a person. I don't do that. That's not who I am. You put out what you want to get back.
Yes, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. I did that. If you give respect, you give respect back. I definitely agree.
Totally.
Yeah. So what do you see? So what do you see? What do you see 12 years from now? Down the line, still acting or directing or writing plays?
You know what? Whoops, my computer just fell. I would say two things. A lot depends on, like, if this sitcom got sold, that would change my life tremendously because I'd be going out to California. And so right now I think positive, and I just take the work. Like this week, I'm doing an infomercial, I'm doing a commercial, and then it's Easter.
Yeah.
And then I come back and I do another commercial in between, and I'm doing the play. So I just kind of play where the work is. I go, and I'm just being easygoing about it. But I don't have really any. As in when I was in my 20s, I was going to be a movie star or I was going to be a Broadway actor.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I have a great life with my husband. We have
Uh-huh.
a great dog. Um, I have a good life.
Yeah.
I'm happy just acting and meeting other actors and working. And if it ends in a few years, it ends, and then I go on and do something else. Whatever we want to do some traveling. My husband is still he has a consulting business, and so he's going to work another probably 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then we want to do some traveling. We want to live in France for 3 months, and we want to live in Spain for
Uh,
3 months. So like once a year, we'll go away for 3 months. We
mhm.
kind of want to do that adventure before we get old.
Yeah. I definitely understand, yeah.
Yeah, so more I'd say travel in the future for me if I don't get that big sitcom or
Uh-huh.
but otherwise there's always work down here for me or there's even work in New York. So
Oh,
I have a great management company in New York that works with me that's trying to get me work and a couple agents down here. So as long as I'm working steady,
uh-huh.
I'm
Uh-huh.
happy.
Oh yeah, definitely you seem happy, and yeah, I think it's always good to be happy happy with your life, so I definitely
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason to be unhappy all the time and you can change.
absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you plan on working do you plan to work on some music to work on some music and release it maybe.
No, I don't think, I don't know if you know, there's a old time actor singer, Danny Kaye.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you don't know who that he was. He did old movies in the 50s and he was very comic,
Oh.
funny, and he was redhead. He had a character singing voice.
Mhm.
I have a character singing voice, so I'm not like a Broadway belter, but I have a decent voice and I can really interpret a song really well,
Mhm.
and I can hold my pitch, but I'm not a recording kind of person.
I see.
I don't have that kind of ability. I mean,
Okay.
I know my limitations.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely understand. I definitely get it. Yeah.
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 But just so I know, my YouTube channel,
Hmm.
there is my most recent cabaret act called 23 and Me and about a million other relatives I didn't know I had.
Hmm.
And so it's on my YouTube channel if people wanted to watch it.
Okay.
And
That's
it's about an hour long and it's all original. So
that sounds wonderful. I can't wait to see that. Yeah. So what do you think people can do to make the world better in your opinion? How can people change the what do you think people can do to make the world better to change the world in your opinion?
um well, number one, be kind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um and I to me, one of the biggest problems more in the United States than anything is gun problems.
Yeah. Definitely
I
agree.
think I don't want to get rid of guns. That's not my issue. I think there needs to be a compromise where somebody who is a really gun enthusiast and somebody who's not, but need to know how to compromise to so you can have guns, but
Hmm.
have with it within reason. Who needs like that shooting that happened 2 weeks ago in Nashville? I
Hmm.
mean, she bought 7 guns.
Yeah.
And who needs 7 guns?
Uh-huh.
And and I just think people need to compromise because people keep saying, oh, it won't happen in my town. It's happening everywhere. We're like number 3 in gun violence in the world.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We're behind like Iran and Iraq or Syria or something like that.
Mhm.
It's like that's shameful that we're that way. So I think people need to listen to each other.
Mhm.
If you listen to each other, you can find a compromise to change the world.
Yeah.
If you don't listen and you just say nope, then it's not going nothing's going to happen. And I'm really big on listening and trying to understand and
Uh-huh.
just say, because I lost, you know, uh, one of the things that I don't know how much I won't get too much into politics, but I wasn't a Trump supporter. I'm not,
Yeah.
but I have friends who were,
Uh-huh.
and I know other people say I won't be friends with them anymore.
Mhm.
But my friends who are Trump supporters are good people.
Yeah.
They just made different choices than I did. And I don't want to lose that friendship. I've known them for 20 years and they're good, kind people. They just have a different political view. And I think we need to understand and listen to each other more.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so, um, so, ha, So, have you ever had any problems, any recent problems with police, police?
Have I had anything to do with police?
Yeah, so yeah, in real life, 'cause I know you play a side of my girl, so that's all I was asking. Have you ever had,
No, I have actually. When I was young,
Mhm.
I had a couple run-ins with police. Being a gay man back
Oh,
in the '80s, and there was a lot of marching because of AIDS,
yeah,
and so there was a lot of marching and protesting, and so a lot of us would get in trouble,
mhm,
but overall, I highly respect police,
mhm,
and there's just in real life, there's good and bad ones.
mhm,
Just like I play a good and bad one sometimes.
yeah,
It's I just know I really have a lot of respect. We people who that whole thing about what was that last thing about police? They wanted to like
yeah,
defund the police or something.
yeah, uh-huh,
That's just no. Come on,
uh-huh,
that's like defund education. Duh, you can't
yeah.
do that.
No, you can't. No.
No, you help be the change.
Hmm.
Isn't that some kind of big saying? Some
Yeah,
famous saying,
yeah,
"Help be the change." I don't know what it is, but
I,
that's so true.
yeah,
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 we just had a big protest down here because the governor doesn't want the gay pride flag to be on any school or court building or public building. He doesn't want it, and we had a big protest down here, and I think it's still going to pass, but it's shameful. I mean, then you need to ban all flags. If you're going to ban just a pride flag, that's just ridiculous.
yeah. That's
But we had a big protest down here and we were marching. So
mhm. Okay. Wow, I see.
yeah,
Did you march too?
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh,
And I didn't wear. There were a lot of people wearing high heels because
oh,
it's all about the drag stuff down here too. But I can't march down the street in high heels. My feet wouldn't last.
oh, yeah. Me neither. I can't do that either.
No, I'm not balanced enough.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. Well, do you ever get stage fright sometimes before you perform?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
I do. I get very nervous. I
uh-huh.
have to control my breathing,
Okay.
to stay calm. But I know my husband has a really good voice. He's not a performer,
Okay.
and he has a really good voice. But I always write a part for him in my cabaret show. So he
Uh-huh.
always has a good number. We have a duet, and he plays a character. He worked for a pharmaceutical company, and he did a lot of presentations. He has no stage fright. He has no acting training or anything. He just goes out there and performs. And he's calm as everything. I'm like, I'm a nervous wreck, but I think that's kind of who I am. I'm a lot of energy.
Hmm.
And so I just have to learn how to control that energy and do a
Uh-huh.
lot of breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get terrible nerves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you usually how do you usually deal with stage fright? I mean,
Breathing.
you feel like
Yeah, I tried having a drink once before going on stage, but that didn't work for me. And so it's more about just controlling your breathing and saying positive stuff in your head, reinforcing positive, like you can do this, you've got it, that kind of stuff. And so I'm just big on positive reinforcement. And since my director right now says you got to slow down, because I'm tend to be so fast, so I'm just breathing, doing everything slow, and that helps with my stage fright a lot.
okay. And do you also do you also get anxiety sometimes? Anxiety?
No, not so much.
Okay.
No, I'm good. It's more just I'm a bundle of nerves.
Okay. Me. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And so I've learned how to control that over the years, and just make sure that the night before you're performing, you don't go out partying.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't, just stay calm, and like the show runs Friday, Saturday, and Sundays for 3 weeks in May, and I don't want to go out partying. Like my friends would say, "Oh, great show, let's go out and have a few drinks." No, I can have one drink maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, because I don't want to be tired. I want to have my energy, and but it's yeah.
Mhm. Okay, that's good to hear. And how do you prepare for a wall? I mean, how do you usually how do you usually usually get into character?
That's a great question, actually. I would say the first thing I do is I want to learn the lines, even without the character, because then as I learn the lines, it starts helping me find a character. And you want to, the more you rehearse, you start seeing your relationships in the play, and that helps you build a character and what the other characters say about you. Not you and me, but at the character. So I listen to what the playwright says, and you don't always get that reading the play. Sometimes it's the other actors. You're saying, oh, they think, I'm this character's this. And so you have to have a lot of discussions. But I know the play right now that I'm working on, we did 3 weeks of just sitting around a table discussing the characters, and we had to write biographies of the character. We had to write, our director was really thorough about that. And like I own this house, so I had to create it like a sheet of all the people that come pay for the rooms. I had to create a whole like intake form. So I could say, okay, what's your name? How'd you hear about us? All this. But I'd have to, and he also wanted to know, in the play takes place overnight, and he wanted to know what kind of dreams we had that night. So you just, our director's really thorough about finding character and going deep. And then we just this past week got on our feet, are starting to work. And that getting on your feet after doing all that character, you even start to develop how you walk as a character. So it's a lot of doing a lot of homework.
I see. I see. Wow. And is it kind of hard? Is it kind of hard sometimes to try and get everything right on camera? I mean, do you get it?
I'll tell you, on commercial there's more pressure on a commercial because you have a shorter time.
Yeah.
And you have to get it right because there's a lot of money riding on that commercial. And otherwise, on like Soul Snack, it's a 2-camera shoot, and we do it so many times. You shoot the big scene as a whole, and then you shoot each character from a different angle. So you have 4 shoots, so you have a lot of time to perfect your lines, all that. So but a commercial, it's 1 take, usually in front, and you have to really know your stuff and be a pro. Movies, the same. You usually get, they don't want to do a lot of takes because it takes their money, but you usually get 2 or 3. But part of it is showing up, knowing your part. Yeah, I've worked with actors who show up and they're still learning their lines the day of the shoot. No, you gotta, even if you stay up until the middle of the night before to learn your part, you learn your part.
Yeah, because you won't be professional. You definitely won't be. Make you professional.
Big on professionalism. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, and so okay. My question is, if you were if you were acting, what do you think you might be if you were an actor?
I'm sorry, repeat that for me.
I was saying, if you were an actor, if you were acting, what do you think you might be if you were an actor?
Oh, if I wasn't an actor, I was a fundraiser.
Okay.
So yeah, and so I did that for a lot of years. And now, if I couldn't act right now, I'd probably I have a first draft of a novel.
Okay.
So I have a first draft, and I have had no time to go back and do my rewrites. So I'd probably go back and try to finish that book. I've got 1 draft done, but I need to do my rewrites now and then try to get out there. So probably writing a novel would be the next thing, because you can, once again, that's one of those careers you don't have to be 20 years old. You can be any age to write a book.
That's true.
And you write what you know. So I'd write something, but I have my first draft, and I'm excited. It's good first draft, but it needs still a lot of work. So I'll probably get back to that like in 3 years, 4 years, something like that.
That sounds good. I definitely look for the reading. Yeah. And what's one person? So what's one person that you want to work that you like to work with?
What would I like to do now?
I was asking, what's one person that you want to work with, on set?
Oh, what person?
Yeah. It could be a star.
I would probably say George Clooney.
Oh yeah, George Clooney. Yeah.
He is such a smart man and creative. I'd say for a well-known person, I would say that would be a person I'd really, really want to work with. I've worked with some young filmmakers down here in Florida. One just moved to California, and they're so creative. I hope, like the movie that's opening on YouTube this Friday, that director he wrote it, he started it, and he directed it, and he's so creative. I hope that something happens for him, and that we can work together again.
Yeah. Have you thought about moving to California to being?
You know what? I hate driving.
Oh, you do?
And driving out in California is crazy. But I would go out if it was like for the sitcom, and you know, as a temporary. I wouldn't want to live out in California. All my friends are on the East Coast, and you know, my husband's relatives are all on the East Coast. So we thought about moving out to like Palm Springs, but it's just too far away, and I want to be around water, and you know, I don't have a lot of relatives, but I have some relatives, and they're all on this coast.
Okay. Okay. So most of relatives are either in Florida or near Boston, New York.
We are mostly in Florida, but that was because of COVID.
Yes.
We usually I'm going to be up in New York, like I said, for 5-6 days coming up this weekend. And I'm going to be all of August up there, and part of September and part of November.
Okay.
But I don't care if I ever see snow again.
I hear that. I trust me. I don't like the snow.
Yeah, I'm not big on snow.
Me neither. That's why I'm going to school in Florida. I can't do the snow, you know. So you know.
Well, you're going to have to be in touch with me once you move down here.
I know, but like I said, I've been in Florida so many times. It's like it's coming home. It's like coming home. So I'm trying to make a decision to move back down there. So you know, yeah, I'm glad that you made it. I'm definitely glad that you're in Florida. If I show to deal with snow, you know, so you know, makes life easy. You know, yeah, okay. So I just have one question, then we'll wrap up. You know, because almost okay. Have you ever thought about running for president of the United States of America?
Have I ever thought
of running for president of the United States?
You know what? I don't think I'm smart enough. I think I'm caring enough, but I don't think I'm smart enough because I wasn't. You know, I don't know all the ins and somebody once said it's not the president doesn't have to be so smart; it's who they surround themselves with. So, but yeah, I don't want to be that much out in the open.
Okay.
You know, you're too vulnerable out there and for criticism. You know, and people hate the president just because he's the president. You know. And I don't want to. Nah, it's not for me. I would run for a local office, maybe.
Okay.
You know, where I think I could do some change. But I have a dear friend. She just ran for office, and she just got elected Secretary of State up in Connecticut. And she's really smart and caring, and I'm so proud of her. So.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. You know, yeah. So how do you deal with criticism?
How do I deal with criticism?
Yeah.
I'm open for it all the time. If it's given in a constructive manner. If somebody just says you're stupid or that's bad, that's not good criticism. Why didn't you like it? Then I say, oh, I can fix that. I can change that. But it's all about how you say it. The criticism, I'm always open because you can always improve.
Yeah.
I'm always open for getting better. My director criticizes, but he criticizes in a very positive and constructive way. That if you use the right terms and right words, they could be action words to make me say, "Oh yeah, I can do that. I can change that." That's great criticism. So, but if you just say you're stupid, yeah, that's not criticism.
Absolutely, I definitely agree. So what makes you angry? So what makes you angry? What makes you sad?
What makes me angry? I'd say, how do I put this? People purposely being mean, and mean people make me really angry. You know, there's no reason to be mean. There's really, if you have to be mean, then you need to go somewhere else. But yeah, mean, rude people, inconsiderate people, just irritate me no end.
Okay. Yeah.
And growing up, my mom I was getting ready to go off to college, and my mom was very Southern, and she said, um, she knew I was gay, and she said she was worried that people were going to hurt me, and she just said, in her Southern accent, she'd go, "Honey, just remember, people are stupid."
Yes.
And I remember that all my life because people can be really stupid and mean, and they just say stupid things. And I remember that all my life, and it saved me in a lot of situations where I could get really angry or really hurt. And I just heard my mom saying people are stupid,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
she's so right.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Very true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And what makes you happy? So, what makes you happy? What keeps you
What
going?
makes me happy? I'd say friends, my husband, my nice relatives, and fried chicken.
Oh
I
yeah.
love fried chicken; is my favorite food in the world, and so those things make me happy.
Okay. That's one over here. Oh, this is a great interview. I mean, so and how can my followers and fans find you find you on social social media so we can reach out
Well,
to you.
all you have to do is do Brewer Daniels,
Okay.
and you'll see me. There's a web page being developed right now, but I'm all over YouTube. I have my channel on YouTube. I'm on Instagram. I just started on TikTok, and you can go to my Facebook page, but it's private, and you have to ask to be, on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm all over there, and there'll be a lot of press coming out with the play, the Casa Valentina play coming up, or this movie on that opens on Friday, the 7th, whenever the 7th is.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
this
but I hope you watch it. It's scary.
I definitely will. I definitely make sure I will check it out because this is one of them.
Okay. You've been wonderful. I just want to say thank you for interviewing me.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to have you on my show. I mean, I'm so glad I got to meet and learn from you. Because you helped me, want to be an actor and myself and do better. So I truly
Good.
appreciate the time. So and I'll make sure this interview airs soon. Okay, so people can follow you and learn more about you and me. Okay,
Okay. Terrific.
thank you, and stay in touch soon. I'll talk to you soon and stay safe. It's on to talk to
And
you.
we'll see each other in Florida.
Yes, we will. I'll be down there. I might be down there in May, June, or but definitely the fall, So we'll definitely meet soon. Okay, I promise you, we'll meet
Okay.
soon. Okay.
Terrific.
God bless. Stay close. I'll see you soon. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Take care. God bless. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.